We have already lost many lives by this time due to Corona. We pray for those departed souls. May Allah grant them in Jannatul Firdaus. We are being empathy to those families who are in grief for their lost members. Again, we remember, keep distance and use mask. Now we are going to start. Welcome to our Bangladesh Kurgan Fellow Group webinar session, lecture 7. It is an advice from Gabriel Elizarev. No surgeon is justified to do any reconstructive surgery by Elizarev technique unless he has got a competent idea regarding the technique and the apparatus. I am Dr. Nazmul Shetu with you. And after completion of basic Elizarev frame and its components, and already demonstrated by the 6 lectures from Professor Mufakkar Bari, Dr. Arif, Dr. Mustafa, Dr. Kamrul Jaman, all are demonstrated this thing, all those tools of the Elizarev frame. You have already known it. Now we are going to discuss about the application of Elizarev from frame step by step. Why do we prefer the Elizarev method? Why not rod, plate, and etc.? Actually, Elizarev method we do the surgery with minimal disruption of soft tissues within the region of trauma or fracture. Stable fixation outside the zone of injury. Have the opportunity for close reduction and reposition of bone fragments. Early return to function of the injured extremity, so less hospital stay. A variety of uses of Elizarev method in pathological, traumatic, and in orthopedic diseases. Safe zone. It is our today's topics. Safe zone in upper limb. Actually, our anatomical knowledge is the best guide for safe zone. Before insertion of wire, we should always remember the anatomical position of vital neurovascular structure of that limb in respect to its position. After massive trauma or in some pathological condition like deformity or neoplasia, neurovascular structure may not in its normal position. But we are discussing here the normal anatomical safe zone. What is safe zone? The anatomical area where Elizarev wire and half pins can be inserted safely to avoid injury to nerves and vessels. For easy demonstration, we follow the thumb or sun method of Professor Catagni. This method will help us to locate the insertion site easily. In arm, it is divided in 6 levels of 6 zones: cut 1, cut 2, cut 3, cut 4, and cut 5, and cut 6. So what is sun or thumb method? Actually, one sun is defined as the distance between the cutaneous crease of the long finger flexed at the proximal and distal interphalangeal joints along the mid-axial border. The same distance can be measured as the radioulnar width of the thumb at the level of interphalangeal joint. So we are going to discuss the different levels. Cut 1, at the level of lesser tuberosity. We should always keep in our mind about the shoulder joint, joint capsule, long head of biceps tendon, axillary nerve, posterior circumflex humeral artery. All the critical neurovascular elements lies in the inferior medially. We should keep in our mind posterior inferior limb that is covered with articular cartilage. At the cut level, one. You can see how we use the wire. We always use the wire in the lateral mass of the bone, that is from the lateral lip of the bicipital group to avoid the injury to the biceps tendon. Wire fixation at this level, one is vertically anterior to posterior and another is 20 to 30 degree from anterior medial to posterolateral. You can use the half pins also in this manner. You can see the picture. And at the cut level 2, midpoint between the axillary fold of the head of the humerus and humerus, it is more commonly used site for wire insertion of the in proximal humerus. Deltoid muscle covers the laterally, pectoralis major lies anteromedially, triceps posteriorly. Majority neurovascular structures are medial to the humerus. Posterior circumflex humeral vessels and axillary nerve lies posterolateral to the humerus. Here we can use the wire in this manner from anterior to posterior, and another is 30 degree from anterior medial to posterolateral. You can see this picture at the cut level 3, just distal to the axillary fold, 1.5 thumb from the axillary fold. Distal 1.5 thumb distal from the axillary fold. Brachial artery can easily be palpable medially. Cephalic vein in deltopectoral group. All the neurovascular elements except radial nerve that lies directly posterior. And here, wire passing from anterior medial to posterolateral, and from the most anterior medial to posterolateral, that crossing the wire first wire in 30 degree to 40 degree angle, and also in 10 to 20 degree angle you can use. At the level cut 4, 3 thumb distal to the axillary fold, neurovascular arrangement as before, shown in cut 3. Radial nerve is more lateral and musculocutaneous nerve is in more anterior. Here we can use the wire as like this picture, 10 to 20 degree crossing, and may 30 degree you can use. In cut 5, that is 3 thumb proximal from the elbow flexion crease. Here humerus is triangular in shape and mostly cortical. Palpable biceps tendon anteriorly and triceps tendon posteriorly converge to form a deep sulcus medially. Brachial vessels, median nerve and medial cutaneous nerve of forearm lies in this sulcus. Ulnar nerve lies more medial to the sulcus. Radial nerve lies laterally and anterior to the brachialis underneath the brachioradialis. At 5, we can use this wire in this manner. You can see in the picture 30 to 40 degree angulation from anterolateral to posterior medial, and it is cut 6, that is the level of medial epicondyle. We should be careful here for about the ulnar nerve that is lie behind the medial epicondyle. The radial nerve anterior to the lateral condyle. Median nerve runs with the brachial artery bifurcates to radial, and ulnar artery lies anterior to the medial condyle. Here we can use the wires mostly coronal in coronal plane, 20 to 30 degree, not more than that. Be careful about our ulnar nerve. All wire passes from medial to lateral to save the ulnar nerve. This is the humerus, 6th section you can see here already. And this is the original Ilizarov frame assembled around the arm. This picture is the original model, original picture from Kurgan. You can see here a beautifully assembled, beautifully organized wire insertion. You can see proximal half ring with crossing 2 wires and distal half rings with 2 wires, and middle 2 rings with only 1 wire. You can see here nicely constructed, and also in proximal fracture fragment, that is in surgical neck, they use the half ring with 2 wires and distal wires and middle 1 wire. I think you can see here. And now, this is my case. You can see here the humerus fracture treated by Philos plate that was infected and implant failure and treated by Elizarov method. We use the position of the arm in this manner using the fracture table, half part of the fracture table fixed with the olecranon and traction in optimum level. Be careful about the traction injury of radial nerve and hold the forearm in this manner. For picturization, we remove the sheet, draping sheet, you can see. And this is the picture after operation. You can see here, we can fix the proximal part with one wire with two half pins. We must careful about the first half pins. Do not cross the articular cartilage up to the subchondral bone. And this is another case. 11-year-old boy infected non-union proximal humerus treated with Elizarov. And you can see here, and in same manner, proximal half ring was fixed with the one half pins and one wire. And 36-year-old man, I know right humerus, you can see here. And this is the case. And now we are discussing about the forearm. The same method, that is some of Professor Catagni. In cut level 1, that is 1.5 thumb distal to the elbow flexion crease. Ulnar nerve anterior to the ulna at the point of confluence of the flexor carpi ulnaris, flexor digitorum superficialis, and flexor digitorum profundus. Ulnar artery moves laterally and runs along the side of the median nerve just anterior to the radius, and the anterolateral quadrant should be avoided for wire insertion. Anterolateral quadrant, be careful. Cut 1, that is wire passing, one wire transfix the both bone in coronal plane and another one 10 to 20 degree from anterior medial to posterior lateral to avoid the ulnar nerve injury. Cut 2, that is 3 thumb distal to the flexion crease. You can see here, and wire fixation here. Same manner, you can use the transfix of one wire and the anteromedial to posterior lateral. You can fix it individually also. In cut 3, there is about 4.5 thumb distal to the elbow flexion crease. Superficial radial nerve and radial artery are volar, lateral beneath the brachioradialis. Median nerve is volar and central between the FDS and FDP. The ulnar vessels and nerve remain covered by FCU, flexor carpi ulnaris. Here, the wire passing through the transfix with one wire and another is same manner. And also, we can fix the both bone individually by 2 wires in this manner. You can see the picture. At 4, that is the midpoint of the flexor crease of the elbow and wrist. 6 thumb from each. 2 bones maximally separated at this point. The superficial radial nerve and radial artery are anterolateral underneath the brachioradialis. Median nerve is anterior in central between the flexor digitorum superficialis and flexor digitorum profundus. Ulnar nerve vessels remain under cover with the flexor carpi ulnaris. Wire fixation in this manner, you can see here. Cut 5, that is 3 thumb proximal to the flexion, wrist flexion crease. Both radius ulna palpable here. And radial artery also palpable. Superficial radial nerve lies subcutaneous just over the abductor pollicis longus. Radial nerve is lateral and median nerve is medial to the flexor carpi radialis. Ulnar nerve and vessels are volar and under the flexor carpi ulnaris. Here the wire passing You can see, you can use the transfix one wire and also use separately in this manner. Cut 6, that is at the level of the styler process. Here we should be careful about the wire passing to prevent careful about the joint fixation. We should
Hello. Dr. Nazmullah, can you hear me?
tendons
Yes.
and capsule, be careful. Otherwise, the joint will be stiff. Here, one wire is surfaced transversely. You can see here, and now original Elizarov frame assembled around the forearm. You can see here, and you can see here the proximal ring and distal ring crossing the two bones, but middle two rings using single wire with separately for radius and ulna. And this is the dummy for radius ulna frame construction. You can see here the wire fixation with the ring, and another is apart from the ring with the post. Because the circumference of the bone so small, sometimes it is difficult to pass the wire in the same position. For this reason, they use the wire passing in separate area. It is very easy, and it is less chance of injury to the vessels and nerves. You can see here, and it is the picture from Kurgan. You can see here the bone transport through the middle two rings, transporting the second ring. And this is my case. Actually, I use the centrally the guide wire because it is so porous and so soft bone. For this reason, I use the wire for prevent the excess deviation of bone transport. And this is the patient control infection. And it is the dummy. For nicely demonstrated here, any avulsion fracture can be treated by this method with half ring. Just for your easy understanding, you can use this method in olecranon fracture. You can see here with one olive, you can pass the olive through the olecranon and fix it with half ring with the long axis with the bone. Nicely constructed, without any incision, without any exposure. We can use it very gently, without any incision, without injury to the base nerve and soft tissue. You can use it, and it is actually what I used to. My professor, my mentor, Professor Barisa, very nicely did it with very simple way. Very simple way. He did the surgery in upper limb in very simple. In upper limb, upper arm, divided 3 zones. Upper third comparatively safe except medial part. In middle third, be careful radial nerve that lies posteriorly. In distal third, ulnar nerve behind the medial epicondyle and radial nerve just anterior to the lateral condyle, both are palpable. And should be careful about the whole medial half of the arm. If there any doubt to may injury to neurovascular structure in medial side, just after drilling the medial cortex, hammer the wire to pass the soft tissue rest of the soft tissue, neurovascular structure will save themselves from pricking injury by slipping away. In forearm, same manner. Proximal third, one wire transfixes the both bone with one wire and another 20 degree in coronal plane anterior medial to posterolateral. Another transversely through the ulna, palpating the ulnar nerve. In distal third, radial and ulnar artery easily palpable. So wire insertion with proper judgment. Barrister did it so easily as if all neurovascular structures give him space for insertion of wire. So safe zone is proper anatomical knowledge. Now, basic tips regarding the wire insertion. Select the sharp pointed smooth Ilizarov wire. Wrap the whole length of the wire with spirit or chlorhexidine soaked gauze. Select the site of insertion at safe area. Don't start drill before touch the bone with wire. Avoid repeated pricking. Try to make one attempt, one hole with one wire. Neutralize the thermal heat by putting spirit or hexidine or normal saline during drilling the wire, and also wrap the exit part of the wire spontaneously with soaked gauze. Make small incision less than 5 mm over delicate structure like tip of the finger before wire insertion. General rules for Ilizarov frame construction and application. The bone fragments must have the same position with respect to their ring or arch support. Connecting rods must be parallel to each other and to the longitudinal axis of the long fragments. The wire must be tensioned uniformly and maintained till complete union. Stable fixation is mandatory. Wire insertion close to the joint should not limit the movement. The gap between ring and skin should be at least 2 fingers. Smaller ring for better stability and larger ring may use when necessary. Axial hinges should place at the level of joint line or at the level of the cora. Swivel hinge should place opposite the apex of the angle of the deformity. We are in Kurgan with Professor Shigeru and with our mentor, Professor Mofakarul Bari. And this is the beauty of Bangladesh. And thank you for your attention and kind hearing. And inviting you all to the next session. Next session will be conducted by Dr. Munir. Hope you are with us, and thank you all.
Hello, Dr. Arif.
Samsulda sir, are you here, sir?
Yeah, have you started your webinar?
Already the presentation pass is over, and now we'll go to the interaction session and question answer session, sir.
Okay, no problem. Then I've missed the live session. So,
sir, should I do the host status to you, sir?
Yeah, you can do, but we'll be live from here only in that case.
Okay, then, sir. I think the question answer session will be the more interesting one also.
Okay, give me live.
Yes, sir. I am making you the host, sir. Hello, my dear participant. Please wait a couple of minutes because our webinar is going to live on Ortho TV, the Indian website. Samsulda sir is now the host of this session, and when he just send back the host status to me, I will do all the communicating job between us. So up to that, I request all participants, please stay connected, we want to a very good interaction session with question. You do you have any question? Please send it to us. And I have seen that Dr. Ghulam Farooq sir have a hands up. I think he have a question. And
yes, I have a question.
Okay, sir. Before going to the other technical job by the Nazmul Huda, Samsul Huda sir from India, I am requesting you to, you can throw your question to our speaker Nazmul Huda Shetu. Nazmul Huda Shetu sir, can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Ghulam Farooq sir have a question, sir.
I think. Yes, I can say. And yes, I have a question. Yes, Dr. Shetu.
Yes.
Before going to the other technical job by the Nazmul Huda, Samsul Huda sir from India, I am requesting you to, you can throw your question to our speaker Nazmul Huda Shetu. Shetu sir, can you?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Ghulam Farooq sir have a question.
Okay.
Shetu.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Shetu. Yes. There is a rough noise in the video. There is some rough noise.
Dr. Arif.
Yes,
you
sir.
should mute the sound.
Sorry, sir. Just wait a couple of minutes. Now the host status is to Samsul Huda sir to India. Okay. I think the noise is less now. You can carry on.
Yes. Shetu, thank you. Shetu, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your nice presentation. To introduce a wear in the upper limbs is, we do it very cautiously. It is.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to.
Dr. Arif,
Shetu sir, please unmute your microphone, and Ghulam Farooq sir, I request you to unmute.
Hello.
Okay, I think
can you hear me?
Yes, I can just hear you.
And
thank you, Dr. Shetu.
Dr. Arif, 1 minute.
Please wait, Shetu sir, please wait. I think Samsul Huda sir have something to say. Samsul Huda sir.
Yeah, Dr. Arif, I have made the session live and shared the YouTube link to you.
Thank you, sir.
You back the host. You can start
sir,
now.
Please, okay, sir. I'll do that. Shetu sir, please end up your screen sharing so that we can see all the participants.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to the gallery view. I request everyone, please unmute your microphone, and if you have any question, I will do the unmute of your microphone, and you can also do the same. Now, Nazmul Huda, Shetu sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, and now you can go to the answer of the Ghulam Farooq sir question, sir.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Shetu.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your nice presentation.
Thank you, sir.
To introduce a laser of wear in the upper limbs need more expertise. Before introduce a wear in the upper limbs, we think 10 times to do that. You may pierce the nerve, pierce the vessels, etc. For the beginners or basic workers, this lectures, you should be mention the lecture in details. Some people are newer, they are not so much experts like you are, Dr. Arif. There is some people who are most newer in this subject. So before doing this kind of lecture, I think it should be elaborate the course and course of the nerve and vessels in details, as we can easily understand your lecture. That we are not oriented about the transverse card always. So in future, I think it should be more details and more simplified for us, and we can understand it easily. Okay, thank you, Chetu, for your brilliant presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your nice comment. Actually, we think after all the orthopedic surgeons are have the keen knowledge about the anatomy, and of course, both limbs are very knowledgeable about the vascular pattern and anatomy of the limb properly. They are already gained the knowledge from first part, second part. So before discussing about the limb, we just mention the anatomical knowledge at the level of the cut, where we insert the wire. Just rememorize the anatomical knowledge. Just mention the mention my slide. For this, I think we just avoid the details anatomical lecture.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, for your nice comment, nice advice. We will remember your advice for the future lecture. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ghulam Farooq sir and Nazmulhuda Setu sir for good interaction. I think we have another question from Shohid Yaqub sir. I am unmuting Shohid Yaqub sir microphone. Shohid Yaqub sir, can you hear me? Shohid Yaqub sir, can you hear me? Shohid Yaqub sir, can you hear me? Please unmute your microphone. I'm watching that you put your hand raised, and I think you have a question. And Shohid Yaqub sir, can you hear me? Hello? Shohid Yaqub sir, I think we lost the link between the Shohid Yaqub sir. Still, he have a question. Now I am just searching about some of the foreign faculties and other participants to have any opinion and regarding his experience of upper limb anatomy and wire fixation in Elizarab. And regarding the Ghulam Farooq sir advice, I am appreciating your advice because we have many lecture left, so we can adjust your advice in our presentation in the later on, so that you can get a very good and a memorable idea from our presentation. And now I am going to searching for some of the professor doctors from the Dr. Keen. I think I moved himself. Dr. Keen, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, okay.
Yes, sir. Dr. Please unmute your microphone, and you can have some comments or question to our audience, to our presenter, sir. Dr. Keen, can you hear me? Please unmute your microphone. I already unmute you, because you have to unmute you also. Okay, I think there is some problem with the connection. Now I am going to Dr. PRS. The ID name is Dr. PRS. Dr. PRS, can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Can I have your introduction, please, sir? Your full name, sir?
I am Dr. Preeti Ranjan Sinha, working as assistant professor in a medical college in Hapur, Ghaziabad.
Welcome you, sir, to our presentation.
I'm following your all the lectures.
Thank you, sir. It is so nice of you. And sir, you also known that our program is also in live in Ortho live, and Dr. Samsulhuda sir is doing a very great job for us. And sir, do you have any observation or any recommendation regarding the upper limb Elizarab wire fixation, or any advice or your clinical tricky point, clinical experience, sir?
Generally, upper limb, I think it was a good lecture.
Yes, sir.
And it was quite elaborative. In the 40 minutes lecture, it was well covered lecture. So I think it's more or less, the lectures are very good. So I'm in the more of a clinical detail. Sometimes you can introduce some technique of inserting those wires live. If you have some videos of that,
yes,
that will be a good idea.
Thank you, sir, for your feedback. Sir, we are planning for a continuous medical education process in the later on, in which this platform will be active and some live operation videos and from just live from our OT table and other sorbonne demonstration. We will go by step, because we are just we just promised that we should begin from the very initial stage. Then we'll go to a little bit advanced and other topics. Please stay with us. I think you will enjoy the later on.
Yeah, I'm already enjoying your lectures.
Yes, thank you, sir. I'm requesting you to please mute your microphone. I am going to Dr. Jummon Sangden. If I am right, I am unmuting. Sir Jummon, can you hear me, sir? Please unmute your microphone and you can communicate with us.
There, yes.
Jummon, sir. Okay, we can pick out more or more foreign participants later on. Now I am going back to my Professor Mufakkar Bari. Please have some comments and please share your clinical experience because we know that you have a vast experience regarding the upper limb, even radius ulna. And usually the radius ulna Elizarov fixation is a very much tricky and very much difficult to all the even the Elizarov surgeons also, because you have to consider all the nerves and all the veins, because all the things are just circuiting in a very complex manner in the upper limb. So Bari sir, please share your experience and also have some comments about our today's session. And I am requesting to everyone, please have your question and you can hands up and I will unmute your microphone. You can question our speaker directly. Bari sir, can you hear me?
Okay, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes. First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Shetu for his very elaborate presentation. And he worked with me for a long time, and he has a very good experience. Regarding the upper limb, humerus, and the radius and ulna, of course the hand also, I'm doing the hands also. And he has correctly shown the segment cut, upper limb 6, lower limb, that means radius ulna, not lower limb, radius ulna 6. Very simple way you can think about that. If you divide this humerus into 3 portions, whenever you're going to put your wires, you just put this this way. Can you see?
No.
This way. Yes.
Sir,
in this way.
This
is your proximal 1/3, middle 1/3.
Focus your camera towards your upper limb, sir.
I am just focusing. See, this is your. Now you can see.
Yes.
So this is your humerus, proximal 1/3, middle 1/3, and lower 1/3. Always very simple way to think yourself. The safe corridor in the upper humerus is the lateral third, anterolateral. It's very safe. Nothing here. And in the middle third, only you should think yourself regarding the brachial artery. You can palpate that one. This one, brachial artery. This you can, whenever you will palpate this one, you will feel this is the artery, only this. Then you can put the wire in any directions, only 10 to 20 degree here, 10 to 20, even 30 degree here. Here is the 10 to maximum 30 degree here. And try to use in Kurgan Center, we are using all the time, following the center's advice, using the 1.5 in the humerus. Sometimes if the patient is bulky, heavy, you can use 1.8. 1.5 is sufficient. So direction of the wire, I told you, make the angles, very simple way. You cannot put here 90-90 and 10 minimum, anywhere Elizarov wire fixation, minimum 10, maximum
45.
Everywhere. The radius ulna, there are a lot of vascular structures and nothing to be worried. Nothing to be worried, I tell you. My friend, our director, ex-director, Professor Rizvi, was always afraid of this radius ulna. It's very good. Now he's doing also. He told me, buddy, it's a very easy thing. Only, you know, think about the brachioradialis. Here only one nerve, posterior interosseous. Or here you can palpate very easily the radial artery. Otherwise, proximally, you go from lateral side, first the ulna, then hold the ulna and radius, or depending upon your fracture area and design of the fracture, geometry of the fracture, you can put the ring very easily. From this side to this side, or from this side to this side, you can individually fix the ulna or radius. And for the hand correction, lot of contractures and everything. Here is also, you see, if you look at this, you can also correct the deformities or even the phalanges with mini Ilizarov you can correct. So my suggestion is, whenever you are putting any Ilizarov surgery in the upper limb, in the humerus or the radial ulna, nothing to be worried. Only you must have to know the surface anatomy. Before going to the surgery table, if you are in doubt, you just see the surgery one time. Surface anatomy, how to put the wires and nothing else. And proper tensioning, striving force around the rings must be equal. It depends upon you regenerate bone. So be cautious and be sincere for Ilizarov surgery and nothing to be worried. I don't see. Even if you touch the vessels, nerves, you can go out. Nothing to be worried. Nothing to be worried. Sometimes you can prick, go out. Even you can prick this radial artery. Hold it for 1 minute. It will okay, no problem. So thank you very much again, Shetu, for discussing the upper limb, safe zone, safe corridor, dangerous. You have mentioned which part is the dangerous, and even the anything you can, starting from the medial condyle fracture, lateral condyle fracture, gunshot injury, and the deformities, everything you can correct. Cubitus varus, cubitus valgus, trauma in the open injury, Gastello 1, starting from 1 to Gastello 3B, you can easily apply. And radius ulna also. Osteomyelitis, also beautiful for Ilizarov with the radius ulna. And mini Ilizarov fixator, I'm telling, for a hand surgery is also very good. And even then, we are using, I myself using the mini Ilizarov for syndactylies, for the syndactyly, clawing of the hands, and even late case of the, Polar Barton, Smith fracture, Colles fracture, gradually you can correct by putting the Ilizarov. So, and this 1.5 and 1.8 biocompatible thin wires, they give very fantastic elasticity. You must properly only fix it with the wires. And remember, proper dressing, proper wire tensioning, every day you should be checked. You must be intelligent. You must have intelligent, meticulous follow-up every day. You must respect the Ilizarov apparatus, how to live a life with Ilizarov apparatus. And you'll get a good result, outcome will be good, and you'll be happy, patient will be happy, relative of the patient will be happy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your clinical experience, because you have the biggest and the largest series of upper limb. So far I know your experience in upper limb, especially radius ulna, is so tremendous, and always your experience in research. I am asking to other foreign participant, if you want to share your upper limb Ilizarov experience, you can share and just notice me. I can unmute your microphone. And going to the further question, I want to share some of my some of my experience that in upper limb, you have to, especially when you're doing the Eliezer rub in the arm, you have to meticulous about the 3 nerves. One is the axillary nerves. Usually it is around the 5 to 7 centimeter from the acromion process. You have to worry about the radial nerve. Usually it is direct posterior to the middle third of the arm. And the ulnar nerve. Ulnar nerve, where it is, you can easily feel it by your thumb, by rubbing it behind the medial epicondyle. And my advice is that please go from the very risky side, from delicate side to the non-delicate side. Pass wire from delicate side to non-delicate side. That is, you put your finger on the ulnar nerve, just push it to little posteriorly, and you can pass your wire very safely from medial epicondyle to the lateral side. Usually, I always in my practice I do this. And please, all the friends, please be careful about the elbow positioning during the passing of the wire. Please ensure full range of movement during the passing the wire. When you pass the wire in front of the from the anterior plane, from the biceps, you have to extend your elbow. And when you exit it from the through the triceps, you have to flex. And this is very mandatory. And unfortunately, many of us just forget during doing the Eliezer rub in the upper limb. And if you do this, then you can have a good post-operative exercise, and post-operative pain and other thing is very easy for the patient. And I think I am not seeing any question from the audience. So I'm just randomly search for 1 or 2 people, then we will end our session. And Dr. Anthony, if you can hear me, please unmute your microphone and you can communicate with us. Dr. Anthony, can you hear me, sir? Dr. Anthony? Sorry, we cannot connect it, Dr. Anthony. Dr. Ashok Sham from Mumbai. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Please communicate. You can communicate with our speaker and our professors and all other participants. And if you have any opinion, comments, and in your experience, please share about the upper limb, sir.
Right. So thank you very much for inviting me here, and it was a very, very interesting lecture, and congrats to Dr. Nazmul for the lecture. We have been streaming this series in India as well as in other countries through Ortho TV. And a lot of people are watching this on the website and have very good comments. Today there was a slight delay, so I started getting messages from people, when is the Bangladesh Kurgan meeting starting? So you are getting viewership from all across the world. So that's what I'm trying to imply here. And keep up the good content. The content always attracts more viewers. So that's what my thing is. Thank you very much for allowing us to do this.
Thank you, sir, for your continuous support. And I am always thankful to Samsullah sir for getting us to this gateway. And now I am going to Dr. Samsullah sir. If you have any comments or any about to this presentation and any experience regarding the upper limb Eliezer rub fixation, sir, you can share with us, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Arif, for giving me the opportunity for this, sharing this live with Ortho TV. In upper limb, we need to be very careful about the neurovascular parts, all the nerves, all the vessels. You need to be very careful. As you rightly said, you have to start from the sensitive part to the safe side and take care that all the joints, the shoulder, the elbow joints must be free. You should have free movements. Now, I'd like to give a special thanks to Dr. Ashok Sham for giving me a chance for this channelizing this Ortho TV with Bangladesh people. I'd like to thank Dr. Arif, Dr. Bari sir especially for this. We'll be having very good viewerships with the help of Ortho TV. Thanks again, sir.
Thank you, sir. for your continuous support, and please convey our gratitude from Bangladesh to Ashok Sam sir and other dignitaries of Ortho TV authority, that we are very much grateful to them for sharing our webinar to the worldwide, and in the near future our bondage will be more, and we can bring many things goods from this platform. And now thank you, sir. I am going to Dr. Professor Amir Hossain sir. Amir Hossain sir is with us from very beginning. I asked sir to unmute your microphone. And Amir Hossain sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes. Arif.
Sir, nice to see you in the webinar session. And sir, welcome you. And you have seen that many of the foreign participants are very much interested in our webinar, and your presence is always appreciating and encouraging us. So please, sir, make some comments about our presentation, and you have any question to Dr. Nazmul Huda Setu, or even you can go, sir. Please.
Okay, thank you, Arif. I am delighted to enjoy your webinar session in the upper lip Elizarov. My question to Setu, Dr. Setu, is why not in the middle part of the forearm, both radius and ulna cannot be fixed by single wire?
Excuse me, sir.
Mr. Setu,
yes,
are you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm hearing you. Can you hear me?
My question is, why not single wire can fix radius, both radius and ulna?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for a very nice question. Sometimes we need to individually radius or ulna mobilize the fragments, mobilize the bone. For this reason, we sometimes we fix the radius and ulna with the fix the ring individually, so that if we want to move the radius but not ulna, for this reason we fix it individually. May I make you understand?
Yes, for the supination and pronation movement, we
for the yes, sir. Supination pronation movement will be restricted till the Elizarov ring fixation, because there is a stable fixation and it is keep in immobilization for the limb movement. For this reason, for 3 to 4 months, it will in supinated or mid-prone position, you fix the radius and ulna in proximally, so that there is no supination and pronation movement. If you do this supination and pronation movement, if there is any single bone fracture or single bone operation, you only fix the single bone, do not touch the other bone. That's there will be a supination pronation movement will occur. Otherwise, there is a problem. There is fixed the both bone in supination or pronated position. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Our Bari sir is rightly said that surface anatomy of the nerves and vessels are the most important predictor for Elizarov ring. I always think that predictor of the nerves and vessels by the surface anatomy. This is our guideline, most important guideline for the insertion of wire in the radius and ulna and also in the humerus.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
thank you, Dr. Setu. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I want to add one more thing, is that usually radius ulna in the middle third of the forearm, if you fix both the bones, there may be a chance of synostosis also. You should keep in mind that. In that situation, you have to, it is very advantageous to fix the bones separately, and you can manipulate both the bones. And if any angulation or other thing, translation is there in the bones in the middle third of the forearm, if you fix both the bones, then you cannot move any bones by manipulating. So you should keep all the things when performing the Elizarov surgery in the forum. And now I am seeing that a question from Dr. Jumman Songden. I am asking him to unmute. Sir Jumman Songden, please introduce yourself, and if you have any question, please you can have your question to my speaker, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm very happy. I've been attending your Zoom meetings for quite some time now, and I hope you're hearing me.
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Are you hearing me?
Yes,
okay,
sir. We can hear you.
I'm very happy. Okay, I'm very happy to be joining this Zoom meeting, and I've been practicing Elizarov for a little time now, but I've never had reason to do an Elizarov for the upper limb. So I'm very happy for today's lecture. And one of the very things I enjoyed seeing is how that olecranon fracture was fixed with an olive wire. And I think that is a very good thing that I have learned today, which I think will also help. It's not every time that one has to open to fix an olecranon fracture. One can use an olive wire with an Elizarov contraption, and it's very good. So I congratulate the lecturer for today, and I'm very happy about the Bangladesh group. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your nice comments, and I am very much interested from Jumman sir comments that he meticulously follow all the slides, and so that he can make this type of comments about the olecranon fixation. And for your information, Jumman sir, we want to elaborate our webinar session even whole of the year. Afterwards, the ending of this basic session, then we can concentrate on any particular problem, and we have some we are trying to connect the international faculty also, so that like that olecranon fracture, we may have a session only on olecranon fracture, then open ankle fracture. Some lecturer from Bangladesh, India, or other part of the world, we are trying to organize this after ending this session. And one announcement for all the Kurgan fellows, our last presentation is on the Kurgan diary. So I am asking everyone, you will get 5 minutes each for making the presentation on your Kurgan experience. And in the presentation, we want to include how you can get the fellowship opportunities there. What are the different financial and other issues regarding the completion of your fellowship in Kurgan. And also we should include the Kurgan nature, and what are the hospitality and what are the other things we get from the Russia. We should include all of this in presentation. And most interesting thing is that we will conclude our basic Elizarov session on the last lecture by our Professor Mufakkal Barisal lecture about he has a very beautiful lecture how should a life of a orthopedic surgeon in Bangladesh. I think, sir, it is time to elaborate it. What should be the life of a orthopedic surgeon in the world, or particularly in our subcontinent or other regional countries. So you should enjoy this lecture at the end of the basic Elizarov session. And I am now concluding the session, and I am going to Professor Muhakkarul Bari. I am asking him to please.
Arif, I want to mention one thing.
Yes,
Arif.
sir. Yes, sir. Please.
I want to mention one thing. We should we should remember that our sir is always with us and guide us, inspired us, and giving full time, not only as a teacher, but also as a father, in spite of his busy schedule, engaged with the worldwide Elizarov webinar session. So we should remember this, and again, we give him our great respect regarding the contact with us always. And again, convey our salam and pray for him. May Allah give him long life with good health. And thank you.
Thank you, Nazmul Huda Shet sir, for your nice comments. Bari sir is always with us. And
Yes,
we are always grateful to our sir because he is for his inspiration, and he's very attentive listener and contributor, and also he's the speaker of a very important session of our basic Elizarov session. And now I am going to my Professor Mofakal Bari sir. Please have some your comments about the session. And after Bari sir, I will go to Samsul Huda sir for the technical issues and for stopping the live session of this webinar. And before going to Samsul Huda sir, Bari sir, please have your comments and conclude the session, and inviting all for the next session. Bari sir.
Good afternoon, all my national and international fellows. I must say the Elizarovians. I already talked about the topic that was elaborated by Dr. Shetu, who is a very good Elizarov surgeon. Arif and others, they're all very good Elizarov surgeon. And I told you in my last lecture, the taste of Elizarov is quite different. And especially, I must say that we need more light. Light means knowledge here about each other. And this light creates understanding. You, the 7 people, you have understanding now. This understanding creates love among yourself. And this love will create patience. And see, this love creates patience among you, and the patience creates unity among yourself, among the Elizarovians, those that are doing Elizarov. It's quite different. And I'm telling all the time that if you know this single technique, you can solve 85 to 90 problems of the orthopedics and trauma problem. So my request, not only to our national Elizarovians, for the foreigners, you please try to learn this technique. And I have trained up already 4 Nigerians, 4 Malaysians, 2 Indians, 1 British Indians. So whenever you want to learn something, follow this Kurgan fellow from Bangladesh, those who are doing. We are always talking ourselves, Arif, Nazmul Huda Shetu, we are always talking what to do, what we can do, what we can serve the people, not only our Bangladeshi orthopedic surgeons, in the international level also. Bangladesh in this subject, especially the Elizarov, is holding very high level. And this is, everybody knows. Indians, Chinese, Russians, Koreans, they know what doing in Bangladesh with the technique of Elizarov. So thank you very much for joining us. Till 22nd, try to follow every lecture. And that will give you a very good idea regarding the techniques. Because if you don't go to the Elizarov Center, Kurgan, you cannot not have any good idea regarding this technique. Amalgamated answer cannot solve the problem with Elizarov. So try to follow our technique, Kurgan pattern, till the basic thing, starting from the basic to the little bit different up to 22nd of this month. And further, already Arif told that what we shall have to do later on, will inform you accordingly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your nice comments, and your presence is always inspiring to us. And now I have an announcement about the next session. Next session will be on the 4th of this month by Dr. Ghazi Ahsanul Monir about the safe zone consideration in the upper limb. And after that, one session for foot by myself, foot safe zone consideration and the Elizarov fixation and some clinical case sharing.
Arif,
yes,
only
sir.
one thing.
Yes, sir.
One
please.
thing.
Yes, sir. Please.
I must congratulate Shamsul Huda all the time. He's so active now. Within a recent 3 or 4 years, I'm seeing he's very active with Elizarov. Thank you very much, Huda.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the message, sir.
Thank you. Very good.
Sir, I am now the microphone is to you, sir. I am just delivering you the host status also, and please have your comments, and you can do all the technical things also. Yes, sir. I delivered the host status to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Arif. Thank you, Badr sir, for blessings and all the support. We'll be continuing these sessions live on Ortho TV and Ortho Worlds for long, for giving a large international platform to you. I'd request you to, besides after finishing this session, I'd request you to do sessions on different topics like deformities, limb lengthening, and infection, different topics. Please continue this session. Don't end up this. Because special request to Bali, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
We have also the plan. And sir, if you have done, please send back the host.
With this, I'm stopping the live session. Live you live.
Yes, sir.
And please share me the recording.
Okay, sir. Definitely. So, Dr. Nazmul Huda Shetu, sir, thank you for your excellent and brilliant presentation, and especially thanks to all participants for making the session very lively and very good interaction among the participant faculties and speaker and different renowned professors of the Elizarov surgery. And also we are very thankful to Dr. Ashok Sham from Mumbai and Dr. Samsul Huda sir, and see you in the next session on the 4th of this month. The same password, same ID and same time. See you all. Till then, stay safe. Assalamu alaikum. Khuda Hafiz.
Bye-bye.